Every sport has its version of a superstar. Football is also considered to be a sport. Football, sometimes referred to as the king sport, has produced many outstanding players over the course of its history. By watching the video, you can find out who the top 5 soccer players in the world. Number 5. Diego Maradona, Argentina. It is commonly agreed upon that Diego Maradona was one of the best soccer players ever playing the game. There is no doubt in anyone's mind that Diego Maradona has the most extraordinary skill that the game of football has ever witnessed. He has built up a substantial amount of assists throughout his career due to his mesmerizing dribbling, an outstanding scoring ability that is both distinctive and clinical, and precise passing and crossing. He scored 345 goals while starting in the attacking midfield position in 680 matches. Even though he had a career that was orders of magnitude more difficult than Pele's, he was nevertheless able to lead Argentina to a World Cup victory in 1986. In addition, he was a part of the Napoli team that won the UEFA Cup and 3 national crowns. During the game against England, Diego Maradona scored a goal that would go down in history as one of the most iconic in the sport's annals. Number 4. Pele, Brazil. Pele is generally acknowledged to be the best football player in the game's history. Pele, a Brazilian superstar who played soccer, is widely regarded as the best footballer ever to have lived and is frequently cited as the answer to the question, which is the best soccer player of all time? Pele was a legend in his own time and continues to be revered today. The fact that the Brazilian is the only player in World Cup history to win more titles than anybody else provides sufficient reason for his inclusion on our list. Pele, the player who holds the record for most goals scored in the history of soccer, is also an integral part of the offense for his club and his country. When you take a look at his scoring averages, it's hard to believe. He is the first player in the sport to finish with more than 1,200 goals scored during his career. Pele, more so than any of the other famous soccer players on our list, had his absolute finest performance when the game was on the line. Pele set a record for being the youngest player to ever score at a World Cup when he scored twice in the final match of the 1958 World Cup against Sweden. Pele was 17 years and 249 days old at the time. Number 3. Johan Cruyff, playing for the Netherlands in this match. In soccer, Johan Cruyff is almost universally considered the best player of his period. Who was the best soccer player of all time in 1971, 1973, and 1974, and what years did they play? During this period, Johan Cruyff achieved such a level of accomplishment that he was awarded the Ballon d'Or 3 times. Johan Cruyff is the person most frequently mentioned in connection with the idea of total football, which was first conceived and refined by Rinus Michels. It is generally agreed upon that Johan Cruyff was one of the most important people ever to play a role in the history of football. Several teams, including Ajax and Barcelona, have formed academies for younger players. These academies are modeled after Johan Cruyff's instructing methods, and they are among the most successful in the world. Number 2. Michel Platini, President of France and European Parliament President. Michel Platini holds the record for a French player's most scored goals. Maradona got a good look at another legendary player while he was in Italy, and that player was the Frenchman Michel Platini. A do-it-yourself midfielder. The player known as Platoche possesses both the exquisite touch on the ball and the quick head of a top striker. Michel Platini won the Ballon d'Or 3 years in a row, leading Saint-Étienne and Juventus to championships and achieving several other successes. Saint-Étienne and Juventus both won other victories as well. Unfortunately, since he became president of UEFA, his formerly impeccable reputation has been tarnished due to an investigation into illegal payments, culminating in a lengthy ban from the sport in 2015. This punishment led to him being unable to participate in the sport. Number 1. Zinedine Zidane, France. Zinedine Zidane is widely considered to be one of the most legendary players in the annals of football. The extraordinary success that Zinedine Zidane enjoyed throughout his career at both Juventus and Real Madrid led to the Ballon d'Or award in 1998. Zidane won the award. According to our evaluations, he is one of the top 5 soccer players in the game's history at any time. But it was Zidane's performance against Brazil in the World Cup final in 1998 that established his reputation for the very first time as a player of truly world-class caliber in the eyes of the general public. When he finally decided to hang up his cleats and retire from the sport in 2006, Zinedine Zidane was still considered one of the best players in the world. Putting aside the now famous header he scored in the final of the World Cup in 2006. The French legend is the prototypical example of a player who reaches his full potential when competing on the most prestigious stages in the world. This was all about today's video. Please share your thoughts on our video below. Don't forget to thumbs up and share our video. Please check out our channel and subscribe if you like what you see. We thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all in the next clip.